everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. I am a 33-year-old cash budgeter in Virginia. I am a stay-at-home mom to two littles, and I'm currently on a journey to become debt-free as well as more financially stable. Today we are going to be going over the November budget for my family, and we are going to plan out our bills and see what we are looking at as far as expenses and anything that's going to be coming up that we need to plan for, basically. I do use the highlighter method, and I believe the Budget Mom is who made that technique famous or common. I'm not sure what the term is, but this is the October spread that we did together for October, and we pretty much stuck to it. And we are going to be doing the same type of breakdown for November. So let's flip over to November. I have not stickered anything yet, so I am going to quickly go through and do some stickers, but I will speed you up and play some music or something for you for this sticker part.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be
All right, so that is what I have so far. Let's see. We could always go through and throw some more of these cute little leaves in, but I don't want it to be too busy just because, I'm going to be highlighting too. So actually, I feel like that's okay for what we have. Next up, we do need to go in and put our paydays in. These are from Sweet Bunny Blessings on Etsy. And my husband's paydays are going to be the 6th and the 20th. And then I am going to put, I don't want to put my Etsy pay. I don't know what I want to do with my Etsy stuff yet. I'm still trying to figure all of that out. If my lighting is bad, I apologize. It is a very cloudy and overcast week, and it has definitely been hard to film. And of course, it's the end of the month and the start of a new month, so I'm filming something every day right now. And yeah, anyway. Okay, first thing we need to do, the way we do the highlighter method is we highlight everything that's going to be in that paycheck, and we have our key over here. What also messed me up is I wrote some of this out before I put my stickers down. Normally I write that stuff on stickers and I didn't do that this time. So, oh well. I'll make up for it for December. So we did our 23rd paycheck already. So let's go through and mark everything that is going to be paid for with the income that we received on October 23rd. We're going to use yellow and obviously everything. Ooh, utilities. Oh, well, we have gas right here. Okay. Everything up until the 6th for sure is going to be in yellow. And then, oh, I forgot let me see. Let's use a brown. For the ones that do not have a balance, I am going to put a line through, and that means they do not have a balance on them. So my Old Navy card does not have a balance. Let's see, the city card is being paid with yellow. Okay, actually, let's hold on, pause. I need to do my sheet first. Where is my, here we go. Okay. So this is my bill sheet, and this is one of the ways that I write out everything. So I have all my bills written down right here. And I am going to have to turn some things. So you might not be able to see the full month on here, but I need to be able to have room to write. So I apologize for that. But we are going to look at this. So everything from the 23rd. Let's look at subscriptions. So for the sake of this sheet, I did combine all of my subscriptions together into one category just because I was running out of room. So let's go through and look at how much our subscriptions are. So my Kindle and my Cloud, that is 15. We have Netflix is 17. I think Netflix is 17. Prime is 15. And then I believe we're still on the promo for Peacock, which was $2. Disney went up to 20. And then let's see. So that's 69 is what I'm saying our subscriptions total. So we'll put that there. And then the way I will do this is then I will just see what falls in what paycheck. So for the paycheck for the 23rd, the only subscriptions that are going to be in that pay period are going to be my Kindle and my Cloud, which were 15. And then for the second paycheck of the 6th, it looks like we're going to have Netflix and Prime, which is 32. And then Peacock and Disney are going to be the last one, which should be only 22. Okay, and then that should all equal the 69, and it does. Perfect. Utilities. I need a bigger table, y'all. I know I say it every time. Need a bigger desk. Um, anyway, sorry I keep moving like everything around. Okay, so for utilities, our total for utilities, I don't remember. Let me see. I have it written down somewhere. Okay, I don't think I have it written down, which is weird. I normally have my utilities written out, and I don't. Okay, so I know we budgeted 225 from the 23rd paycheck. So I believe I'm gonna do some basic math here. I think like 140, 90. Okay, so on the high end, it would be 145. But I obviously need to check this math because I just did some rough estimates there of our 4 utilities. Mortgage, our total is 1,225, and we'll come back to that. Our Capital One card, the first one, um, that was in yellow. So that is going to be, we're paying 120 and we budgeted for the 23rd. My city card, my minimum for the city card, I believe, is like 115-ish. And that is getting paid from the 23rd paycheck. Our second Capital One card, we pay 100, I believe, and that was coming from the first paycheck as well. So this can be yellow. And then let's see, gas, that's the second part of our utilities. Mortgage is going to get paid, I believe, with the second paycheck. So these are going to be orange. Okay. HVAC is 100, our minimum is 127, and that got budgeted with our first paycheck. I believe this month I tried to, it did so much of our bulk of our payments that have due dates were due after, or were due within the same pay period, and it was easier instead of splitting our mortgage in half. I'm going out on the first, I'm going to pretty much pay all of our debt payments, is I believe how we decided to do it. My Lowe's payment is 145. That's getting paid with the first. This credit card, our bank credit card, has a minimum of 85. That is getting paid in the first paycheck. And then, is that it? Let's see. I do have some notes off to the side. YouTube is obviously auto, so that is going to be from the second paycheck. FiOS is our internet. That will be second paycheck. Our pest control, I think it went up to 41. That's an auto draft as well. So these will be within that second pay period. Insurance and Netflix, both of those are autos. And Netflix is part of that. And then Prime is auto. And then this loan, I budgeted in, I already pulled my payment for that. So that will be part of our first paycheck, or the 23rd paycheck. So this month, everything's a little different because I paid a bunch of stuff, or I'm planning on paying a bunch of stuff early. So let me look. I think that is everything. Okay, so that's everything that would be in yellow, I believe. So everything else, let's see. So my American Express card is going to be orange. I do not know the minimum on this, I don't believe. I'm going to say 60. So I will check that. Ulta has no payment due. Silver is my expenses card, and I do not pay a minimum on that. I make 2 or 3 payments on that a month as I spend from it. Kohl's does. It has that $25 balance that I am paying this week. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say this will be paid off before its due date, so I'm not gonna include that either. Okay, my Chase card. Yeah, I typically pay my Chase card with my Etsy Pay. Because I only use that card for anything I need for my Etsy shop, like supplies, stuff like that. And then when I first started YouTube and my Etsy shop, obviously I had to invest in myself a little bit, and I used that card because it was paid off. So that comes from my Etsy Pay. So I'm not going to mark that one. Owen is my son, and he has a direct deposit that gets taken out of the account every month. I've still not set one up for my daughter, but that is a auto draft. So that will come out, I think it's only like $25, and that will come out automatically from that paycheck, since it's on the same day. And then let's see, let's see, cell phone, Peacock, Disney, those will all be this third paycheck. My Credit One card does not have a balance. Care credit. So I haven't done my debt update yet, but if you watched my last debt video, or my savings challenge video that went up before this one, I was doing some math and I believe we only had like $40 left. And not to get ahead of myself, but the video that's going to be coming out after this one, I did have some bonus income and we were able to pay off the care credit card. So that also does not have a balance now. So we don't have to worry about that one. So then it would just be student loan and our flex line of credit from that we had to pull. Okay, student loan is $66 and our flex line, this payment kills me, $450. So that will all be having to come out of this paycheck for the third. Okay, so that's our highlighting. Now what I need to do, let's move. I'm going to fold this just so it's not as much in the way, but let's do this. Okay. So now what we need to do is I need to add all this up and make sure we have enough money left over for expenses. Ideally, I would like to have a minimum of $700 to $800 left over after our pay, or no, I'm sorry. At a minimum, I would like to have $400 to $500 left over for our just living money, our expenses like food and gas and any of that type of stuff. And then for a good pay week, I would love to have about $900 left over after paycheck, and that would be cash to play with for saving challenges. So let's add all of this up, which I can't do. I guess right now I'm going to do the 370. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's add all of these up. So this is 1,092, and I need to confirm that we have that money. That all that money should already be pulled or paid. This one for our second paycheck. $1,820. That is quite a bit more. Our sweet spot, I will say, based on our income, is I don't like our bills to be more than 16 to 1700, so that is definitely over. And it's probably because of the utilities. That number must be wrong. So I will double check that. I haven't got our gas bill yet. So since it's due mid-month, it should be coming in the next couple days. So I haven't got our gas bill yet, but I will check that and see, because I very much highly doubt that I allowed our bills to go over the 1,800. And then for this third paycheck, it looks very light at 690. So this is why we do this. So look, if we go based off this, look how uneven all of this is. So this tells me that at a minimum for this 1120 paycheck, I'm going to be paying I'm either going to take half our mortgage payment out for this pay period to save it for our first paycheck of December, or I'm going to do our debt. And we will just have to see. As we get closer to that is when obviously I will decide that. So this is going to be our bills. Those are the bills that we are going to pay. And let's jump back over here real quick. And let's just go ahead and flip to December. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, so I don't even have anything written down for December yet. So our first payday of December should be the 4th. So let's go ahead and just do that. So we have the 4th of a payday, and we have, that would put us at the 18th. And then, since we get paid on Thursday, the 1st would be my husband's next payday, but because of the holiday, he actually may get paid a couple days early, depending on how our bank does it. Typically for Thursday holidays, we would get paid on the Wednesday, but I don't remember if banks are closed on New Year's Eve. I don't think they are. So I think he would get paid on this Wednesday, but I'm not going to mark it just because that will throw off for January. So at a minimum, let's see. If we look at this, let's go to this third paycheck right here. We are only at $690. Half of our mortgage, so our mortgage would probably be paid on this paycheck. So half of our mortgage is typically 600. So if we do the 690 plus the 600, we still have quite a bit of wiggle room there to even add some of our extra debt payments. Because if you look at how all this breaks down, this paycheck for the 18th has a lot to cover. So part of me wants to do December. Should we just go ahead and do December? I think we should. So let me just do December because this feels really weird. So I'm going to go ahead and write down all of our bills for December. I am going to turn this, but I will speed you up through this. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's see what we can do. And I know, so we started with this green, and then we need to do some Christmas colors. I don't really have like a true red. I think this would be the closest color I have to red. And then what other color would be pretty for Christmas? Like a brighter yellow, like a no, silver? Like gray? Ew. Ah, okay, not gray. I dropped that one. Or do we want to do some blues? The green, like that. Let's just use the dark gray. Okay. And then these two, we're done with those two. Okay. Or we can do the green. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Sorry if the angle's a little different also. My husband called me. Okay, let's quickly go through December then. Wow. I'm not going to sticker it or anything because we'll be here forever. But let's see what we said. So let's move on to our next sheet here. So we're going to continue with 1120. And 11 or 12, 4 and 12, 18. Okay. So I'm going to make a note right here that our rollover from 1120 is 690. So that's what we already know we have budgeted for that check. Subscriptions again. Since we just did all that math, what were the total for? We did 69. Okay. Which is, so we already had the 22. So now we just have the 15 for this one. For our Cloud and Kendall. And then, I hope you guys can see all this. And then, okay, next up, we're going to have utilities. I'm going to say at least, let's do, I don't know what our amount is, obviously, but we'll do 250 for that because I'm not sure. Obviously, we're working way ahead right now. Okay, so where does that leave us? So now we're at 690, 15, and 250. So we're at 955. So this is where now we need to decide, are we going to do half our mortgage or are we going to do the debt? And that is where my next sheet comes in. So these little green sheets that I use, this is just how my brain organizes this. So what we need to decide right now, we know these are in green, is do we want to have our mortgage on the 20th? We are at 9:55. Oh wait, I did that wrong. Ignore this. Okay, so the 9:55 with half our mortgage would be another 600, which would be 1555. Okay, so now that's perfectly fine. That's way below our 1700, like I said, but we need to look at this fourth. That's what we need to do now. So we need to see what all is due during this fourth pay period that would conflict with that we either need to pay early so we can pay all of our mortgage on the fourth, or make sure that everything that's due within this pay period can be paid with half our mortgage, if that makes sense. So we have our tab number one. We have City, Old Navy. I don't foresee that having a balance, but so we're not going to write it right now. Tab number two, I'm going to write mortgage because I'm not sure how much of it we would be paying. We would still have our gas bill or the rest of our utilities, our HVAC payment, our Lowe's card, our bank card. We would have our internet, our pest control, our YouTube TV, my American Express card, insurance, more subscriptions, and that would be it. So the total for this I'm not going to write mortgage. Gas, how much did we say? 250. Let's do 100. Shouldn't be like super cold yet. And then our subscriptions were just Netflix and Prime, so that will be 17 and 15. All right, so that gives us the total of $1242 without our mortgage. And then with our mortgage, so if we pulled the 600, we would need to at least do the 625, and we're at 1867, which in my opinion is too much. So we would need to make this cheaper. So the way we can do that is on top of this, we would need to pay some of these credit cards. So we could do cap 1 at 120. And now we're at 1675. So then if we take off cap 1 from over here, we're at 1747, which is still above that 1700 threshold that I like, but it's manageable, and some flexibility in this because of our utilities. So, okay, so there's that option. The next option would be if we were to do the 955 plus our debt instead. So this is going to be, whoops, where we would add, I'm not going to write all of it out, but we would do our cap our city, our cap 2, HVAC, Lowe's, and our bank. Okay, so that would equal we would be at 1647 with that. So we probably would actually need to add a little bit more, which would be I'd probably have us just do all of our utilities for this one, which would be the 1747 that is over here. Okay, so then we would come over here and see what that math is. $16.75. So you see how it's pretty much the same thing. Literally, for these pay periods, it's the exact same. It's either we do the 1675 on the 20th and the 1747 on the 4th, or we flip it. So in this case, what I think I want to do is I think I want to do half of our mortgage because we will have a little bit more wiggle room to finish out the month of our savings challenges with this way, doing it this way. And Thanksgiving falls over this pay period, which means Black Friday, which means we may be doing some additional shopping. So I think having the wiggle room in this budget for this pay period is what's going to work best. So let's now come over here and see what the 18th would look like, because we would be finishing out the month of December. Kohl's, I don't foresee having a balance. So we would start with my son, who would have his direct deposit. I'm not going to write my Chase card. We have our loan. Credit one shouldn't have a balance. My student loan. Our flex. Cell phone. And some subscriptions. So to finish out the month, we would be looking at very small amounts as well. That will probably be changed because Peacock, I'm sure. Okay, so it's going to sound and look a little bit different right now because my mics are dead. My audio just went out and they're both dead because I've been filming all week and I didn't charge them. So if my audio sounds funny, I apologize. But I want to get this done and I don't want it to be like crazy. But what I was saying was I'm pretty sure this subscription is going to change. I doubt I will still be on the promo for Peacock. So just with this stuff, we are only at $850. So we will have plenty of money to go into January if we need to. But from looking at it, January might be a magic month for paychecks. So I will obviously play with our 2026 stuff later, but at least I know December is looking okay. So let's transfer this to here. And we decided for, where's my other sheet? Okay, let me write this out real quick. Okay. Utilities, what did we say? We were going to add an extra $100, so we were going to say $350 for utilities. And we are following the brown. So that will be in our second check. Okay, mortgage, our total. And then we are going to split it 50-50. So we're going to do 600 and $6.25. Cap 1 is going to be in the first paycheck, and then everything else is going in the second paycheck. So we will have city, cap 2, we did the utilities, HVAC, Lowe's, Bay, internet, pest control, YouTube, and then 17, we have 32. Okay. And then for the 18th, we're just going to keep going in order. We have loan, Chase, I just wrote down so I don't forget. Owen is going to come out. Cell phone, student loan, and our flex line. Okay. So this one is all in order and it looks great. The only thing we're doing with this one is we are going to split up our utilities and we're splitting up our mortgage. Oh, and we had the $22 for the subscriptions. Okay. So there's that. Now let's just go ahead and highlight. I can get all this stuff out the way. Okay. So we'll do red for the 4th. But we do need to do that in green. And then we're also going to write just going to do it this way because, oh no, I'm not. What am I doing? Okay. I don't know where here's my whiteout. Let's go back to November. And we can notate that we are going to do half our mortgage right there. Perfect. Okay, now we can finish this. So red is going to be all of that. Perfect. And then we will end perfect. Okay, so that's how December will look. I'm not going to cross out any of my credit cards yet, just in case somehow we end up getting a balance on those, which hopefully we don't, you know. But let's go back to November since that's what we were actually looking at. And what I will do then is I will use my paycheck breakdown sheet once we get closer to our payday, and I will list everything out here because then I will find out how much money is actually left over after our bills so I can plan our sinking funds, our expenses, and savings challenges. And then we will go, that's what we go over in our cash planning. So that's going to be it for this video since I've lost my audio and I have no idea what this sounds like right now. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be my bonus cash stuffing and gameplay. We were able to get so many challenges done. Just a sneak peek, since I did film that first. Look at my October bag. It is bursting with savings challenges. And then after that video will probably be a reallocation randomizer, how much we saved in October type of video, which I'm also super excited for since we have all those challenges that are done. So with that being said, please consider subscribing, leave me a comment below, like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.